Hello and welcome back to my channel and to a new video. If you're new here, my name is Nicola and I make lifestyle videos, and I am filming today a redecorate, reorganise, declutter of our playroom. So I have definitely filmed a reorganisation of this playroom more than once before, or a tidy up. It's a bit of a dumping ground, to be quite honest, and it just needs a bit of a revamp, I think. It's used for so many different things. I will show you it in a minute in case you haven't seen it before, but it's used for so many different things. Predominantly it is a playroom, so it's supposed to be used for playing, but not a huge amount of playing goes on in here anymore. Phoebe has probably got another year of sort of playing with toys, maybe a couple of years, but after that I think it will more become a bit of a den, snug sort of room. But I use it to do my workouts in the morning. Phoebe is currently using it for dance, probably not so much for much longer, I hope, when she'll be back in the studios at some point. But at the moment she uses it for her tap dancing lessons. The hamster lives in here. There's music practice that goes on in here. We watch the telly in here, play on the Wii occasionally, things like that. There was a lot of Lego storage in here, not so much anymore. A lot of the Lego has gone, although when you see you'll think that there's lots here, but lots has gone. It's all very white. It needs a lick of paint. A lot of the walls are scuffed, and I did start painting the skirting. I've done all the skirting that I could get to without moving furniture, and that's all been done. And the window ledge has been done, so I just need to do the rest of the skirting. I've bought some like a grey paint for the walls, which hopefully will brighten, well, not brighten them, it'll darken them a little bit. It might make it feel a bit more cosy in here, and yeah, so I'm quite looking forward to updating it a little bit. I think living at home, or being at home so much over the last year, has made me itchy to decorate a little bit. I have also decorated our hallway, landing and stairs. We're waiting for some artwork and things to come, and then there is a video on that too. So I'm not sure on the order that these videos will go up. You might have already seen that, or it might be coming, but that's pretty much done. So yeah, this one, I don't need to do quite so much in here, but I think definitely it just needs a good declutter and a move of stuff around. So I will show you what it looks like. I lost my track of thought a bit, but what I was saying was that yeah, being at home so much just makes you look at all your rooms slightly differently. I was always happy with white walls, and now I'm more and more thinking, oh, I don't want it to be white. I want it to be a bit of colour and inject a bit of personality into our home. So that's what we're starting to do bit by bit. And plus, I think we had imagined that we would be moving from here in about a year's time. We have kind of decided that that's not going to happen for a little while yet. So yeah, we're sort of making plans to stay a bit longer and therefore make it a bit nicer. So yeah, I'll show you what it looks like now and what I plan to do. Okay, so this is the door as you come in. This is a big futon. So the other thing this room is used for is a spare bedroom, because our spare bedroom upstairs is now used for Lego, and we don't have anywhere else to put people. Not that anyone comes to stay obviously at the moment, but when they do, then this is our spare bed. It makes a nice sofa bed. So we've got this shelf up here, so I'm going to, Andrew's actually going to, these are not that sturdy, they need to be fixed better into the wall, so we're going to take these down and then I'll paint the wall. He's going to fill the holes, I'm going to paint the wall, and then we will put them back up again, but I might put them back up in a slightly different configuration, just to make it a bit more, I don't know, pleasing to the eye perhaps. This was originally just for all Lego, and a lot of this Lego can now move and go elsewhere, so yeah, I might make a slightly different configuration up there with those. Then we've got this trolley down here. This little dog will be in most of the shots, I should imagine. We've got this trolley down here, which I bought for all Phoebe's stuff when she was doing work from home last time. A lot of it, the stuff can go because it's from like homeschooling that we did back last year, so we can get rid of it, and then pens and things need sorting out. And then that is going to move upstairs to her bedroom, because she does most of her work and artwork and all sorts up there, so that can house some crafty things and can go in her room. This box down here I need to get rid of, just sort out the stuff and just put it away. That's also full of crafty things, so some of that can go in her room and some of it can go in store. this table would normally belong over there in that corner, and it will go back there. My Mac doesn't usually belong in here, but we have discovered a year down the line that this is the best machine to use for Phoebe's dance classes. We discovered it yesterday when she had a live class, and we used it in the living room, and you can see like the whole space, and you can see her, and you can see her standing up. We've been using my laptop and it's been rubbish, and this is so much better. We may only have a few more weeks of dance classes online, but hey ho, we've discovered it now. So she's had a tap class this morning, so that's why that's there. My weights, which I obviously use for my workouts. I've got 3 frames down here and some pictures which I purchased from IKEA ages ago, which were for this room, and I've never put them up, so I can get those up. Hamster unfortunately needs to stay in here, but he's fine there. All of this stuff is just like my laptop's dumped here. We've got the router in here and all that stuff. All this stuff needs clearing and sorting and either chucking or storing somewhere. This stuff is all full of games and stuff like that. We've got the LOL house, which is going to stay. She's had it a couple of years now, and she does still play with it every now and then, so we will leave it until she doesn't want it anymore. And then I've got little boxes and baskets and all sorts of LOL stuff here. So I've just bought in B&M a little 3-drawer chest which can fit down there, and all the LOL stuff can go in there, so I can get rid of all these random little boxes of bits and pieces. And the Our Generation doll she wants to keep as well, but again it does not get played with at all. And then we've got this unit here which is not completely full, but this is obviously the majority of the Lego. This big set was up here, but it was starting to fall off because the shelves aren't obviously meant for big heavy objects like that, so we put it on here, and the rest of the Lego will probably go on here too. There's stuff here that just needs storing, getting rid of. Yeah, and that's it. Some bits of dance gear down here. Tap shoes. So yes, I think what I'm going to do is to start by just clearing out the junk and sorting out, emptying these shelves, sorting this, taking it upstairs, putting my Mac back in the office, and then getting the walls ready to give them a nice lick of paint. So yeah, I'm hoping it will look much better afterwards, and maybe a bit more of a comfortable space. I'm going to say usable space because it's a very usable space. We use it every single day, all of us probably, but it just needs to be a bit more cozy and a bit of a nicer place to be. So that's what we're going to do today.
I've been all around the world, every city, every place. Always been a restless girl, but now there's a wind of change. I've never ever felt this way. Longing for you, pick up the phone, catching a flight, I'm coming home, back to the place I've always known. Home, home, seeing you soon, I gotta run. We're gonna have a lot of fun and spending this summer alone. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. You were only like a friend, till we met the other day. Didn't want the night to end, and now there's a wind of change. I've never ever felt this way. You're stuck inside my mind, deep inside my mind. I think that now's the time. Longing for you.
Okay, it's a little bit later on. We've just had a break for our Sunday lunch, and now we've had it early today, like 1:30, because it made a lot more sense, and it means I can now crack on and do this for the rest of the day without having to stop and cook Sunday roast. So yeah, so I built that little unit. I am really chuffed with it. Obviously it's going to move from here in a minute because I've got to pull everything away from the walls, but I just thought I'd put it there to check it fits. I actually thought on the box it had a pink drawer, a grey drawer and another pink drawer, and I thought, oh, I wish those were just grey. And I opened it and it was grey, and they've got stars on, which is a double win. So yeah, I think that's perfect, and I've just put in all the LOL stuff. So many, so dolls, and then this is the problem when you don't get proper drawers. Bits of furniture and other bits of little bits. So the Our Generation doll can sit there, so that's great. And then the doll's house is there. And everything else I managed to get rid of, loads of little bits and pieces that she doesn't need anymore, and we've taken the trolley up to her room, so that's really good. So now I'm going to sort out all of this Lego. So I'm going to put most of it, I think, on top of here, on there. I'm going to move that big one back, take those books and things off and put those in the cupboard, and then move all of these little bits of Lego onto there. And then Andrew's going to take these shelves down for me, and then I'm going to start painting. Okay, so we have moved everything, well I have moved everything into the middle of the room. I didn't really want to have to put stuff outside, so I've moved everything away from the walls so that I can go around and paint. Andrew has just filled in all the holes for me, so that needs to dry, and then I've got to sand it. It's gone blurry. Then I've got to sand it and then probably refill and then sand again. So chances are I may not get that wall done today, but I'm going to crack on with everything else. I'm really tempted just to paint and not mask up, but I know I'll regret it if I don't. So I think I'm just going to put masking tape around the ceiling to protect the ceiling, and then just crack on and paint. Make it happen before we know it. I'll be on my way home. Yeah, we're chilling, I just, you and I, every crazy summer night. Baby, I am coming home. I'm coming home. Longing for you, pick up the phone, catching the phone. It is now 20 to 7 in the evening, and yeah, this hasn't gone as quickly as I thought it would. I kind of thought I'd just paint it and it would be done today, and then I could put everything back and that would be done. I was wrong. I don't know whether you can see, but that is what the wall looks like with one coat. I have no idea why. I mean, I think you can see how patchy it is. I think it's not to do with the paint, I don't think. I think it's to do with these walls. They're quite porous, and there are big sections where there's, like, you put the paint on and it goes fine on parts of it, and then there's like a big stripe of white and you just can't cover it. It's really weird. I've never quite experienced paint like it. It may be the paint because it is like a durable washable paint, but I'm pretty sure the paint I used in the hallway was the same and that didn't go on like that. Anyway, I don't know if you can see, I've done 2 coats over there, and that I think is about done. I don't think I'm going to need a second coat there. This bit down here looks a little bit patchy, but I think that's just still wet. I've not long done that, so that all needs to dry. I'm kind of thinking I might leave it an hour and then take the tape off and put the furniture back against that wall, and that wall is a lot darker than I had anticipated, but I still like it. I think it will be really nice and cozy in here once we've got some bits on the wall and stuff. I think it will be really nice. So yeah, it's just not been as quick as I thought it would be, but that's fine. I will spend some time this week finishing it off. I've actually run out of paint now anyway. That was the 2 coats on there, and the sort of mini coat on here was 1 full tin of paint, so I need to go and get some more. I've got to go and do my big food shop tomorrow, and there's a Wilko right next to Tesco's where I go, so I can pick up a tub of paint then, and then try and finish it over the next couple of days within my working hours, like, you know, when I'm not working. So yeah, I will catch up with you in the next couple of days. Hello, it is now Monday, and in my lunch break I have literally rushed in here and given those 2 walls another coat of paint, because in the daylight they were still patchy, which is really annoying. I bought another tin, but I've already gone through a third of that tin and I've still got quite a lot to go, so I'm hoping I don't need to buy a 3rd tin of paint. but it is a possibility. So this is what these two walls look like now. So I'm hoping that that is okay now. It looks a lot lighter now as well in the daylight. There's a few bits still to dry down here, but I'm going to leave those for another hour, and then I'm going to take off all of the masking from those two walls and push the furniture back so we've got a bit more space in here. And then I've just started to tackle these. So I've given this a second coat, but you can see after 2 coats how patchy it still is. So it's not going to focus, but there we go. It's still an absolute nightmare. I would not recommend this paint at all. I did wonder if it was the walls, but I don't think it can be. So this wall, I've just used what was left of the paint in my tray just to start this wall, but yeah, the paint does not go on well at all. It's mad because I don't know, I've never really thought about the sort of paint that I buy before. The paint I used for our hallway and stairs and landing, oh, I've got paint on my face, was from the decorating centre online, and that was expensive, even though I got it colour matched to a Farrow and Ball colour. But it was still expensive. But one big 5 litre can of paint did the whole hallway all the way up the stairs, and I still had a little bit left, whereas this one can has done 2.5 litre can has done 2 walls in this room, and that is it. So yeah, I think buying more expensive paint is definitely the way to go. I will show you the paint that I'm using. It is, here we go, it is this one from Wilko. I don't know whether it's because it's this washable and scruff resistant, but it should go on better than that. It's mental. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend this at all, but now I've started, I'm going to have to finish in that paint. So anyway, I'm going to leave that to dry now, and then I'm going to crack on with some work, and then I'll come back and try and paint those last few walls. I'm going to leave the window for now, I think, for today, get the other walls done hopefully, and then I can put all the furniture back and the window can be done tomorrow or whenever I've got a bit of time. With all the furniture back, we can still use the room at least when I do the window. So yeah, that's the plan. Right, next stage in the saga of this room. Okay, so I think I'm almost done with 3 walls. So I've been able to move the furniture back, so let me show you. So everything's gone back. This stuff won't all stay here because obviously we're going to put some shelves back up, but it's there for now. When I took the tape off up here, some of the paint just peeled off with it. I have no idea why. It's never happened to me before. It happened all around the plug socket as well, and several spots up here, so I've just had to touch it up with a small paintbrush, and hopefully that will do. I have done 2 coats behind the radiator. I've had to put it back on because Phoebe's got a dance class in here later, and I wanted to air the room and stop painting in plenty of time, so it wasn't all like paint fumes for when she starts dancing. So that's why my Mac's back in here. This wall may need another coat. It's had 3. But I think it's a bit patchy, it will need 4. And this wall obviously has just had the 1, and that's why it looks like that. But I'm going to have to finish that one tomorrow now. So I've put the sofa back. You're going to focus, there we go. I've just slid it up a little bit. This table normally sits in the corner there, so I've just slid it up. The pictures and the shelves are here, so lots of space to do tap dancing this evening. So yeah, I'm much happier with the colour. I do like it. It is kind of cosy. It's nice in here now. I can see little patches here and there. I don't know whether it's just light or whether I'm actually seeing bits where it's not painted as well. It definitely is not a good paint, but hey ho, I already started, so I couldn't really stop and use something else. I mean, we are having the floor replaced at some point in the next year, or within 6 months or so, so it may be that we end up having to paint again, in which case I will use a better paint, but this is fine for now, and it is what it is. But yeah, so I'm going to do this one tomorrow probably, or actually I've got quite a busy day at work tomorrow, so it might be Wednesday, and then put the shelves up and do the finishing touches and make it into a bit of a nicer room. chances are this video probably won't go up Wednesday because I probably won't have finished it. So I'll either do it as soon as it's done, or I'll wait and put it up on Sunday. You'll know by the time you're watching it because you're watching it. So yeah, I will catch you when I finish the room tomorrow. Right, it is now nearly a week later. It's Saturday. I was hoping I would have time to finish this very patchy wall through this week, but work has been manic, and so therefore I've not done any more painting since I last filmed. So the job today is to finish this, and then also to paint round the window. So I'm going to take the blind down for that, and hopefully just get it all finished and then put the shelf back up. I think I'm going to just put the one shelf, the longer of the two. I had one long one and one short one to make a really long one here, but I think we're going to put the longer one in the middle. I've got some pictures to go up, and yeah, hopefully finish the room. I'm really happy with the colour. I wasn't sure to start off with, but now I'm really happy with it. So I do need a lampshade, so I might nip to, I've got some bits to go and get from B&M, so I might nip and see if they've got any in there. But otherwise, it will be what will be. I'd like to get some ornaments and things to put on the shelf, and I've had a look online. I had a look when I was in B&M earlier on in the week, but couldn't see anything I liked. So I'm not going to rush to fill it with trinkets that I don't like. As time goes on, I'll be able to find them. I'm much better off going into shops and seeing things I like and touching and feeling, and which I know you can't really do that much of at the moment. And I probably really ought to go into HomeSense. I had a look at TK Maxx on their website, but I couldn't see anything on there either. So I think when HomeSense opens in April, I'll be able to nip in and go and have a little browse and find some things that I like. Some of the Lego will go back on the shelf, but not much of it, I don't think. Anyway, so I'm going to get my paint ready and yeah, get this wall done.
I don't want to stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you want to go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night, and when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night, this summer night, this summer night. Sleeping in the back of a van, roaming in the wilderness. We don't ever need a plan. We'll be alright, just you and I. Singing from the top of our lungs, dancing by the lakeside. Gonna do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone. You gotta understand.
And I have finished. Really chuffed actually how this looks. I mean, bearing in mind it is a playroom, so it's not going to be, you know, there is Lego on a shelf because that's where it needs to be, but it is much more cozy and comfy I think than it was before, and yeah, just a nice place to sit and watch telly or play music or do workouts or whatever it is that we're doing in here. So I will show you from here so you can see what it now looks like. So I've removed some of the Lego from the top here, but it's still there's still a lot of it. Bit by bit this will go because we are selling a lot of it now, but yeah, it is what it is. So so this unit pretty much looks the same. There's just Phoebe's flute and her flute music and an exercise mat on the back just behind the door there. It's just where it needs to be. So this little unit here obviously was new, and that's perfect there. It just looks a lot less cluttered down there, and the little Phoebe, our generation doll, is down there as well. So yeah, we've just got the sort of play area here, and then round here we've got the hamster, so he's going to be here for the foreseeable until he's not here anymore, but that's fine. And that wall just is bare. I may find something to put here. I have got the planner, we used to have it in the hallway, that I might put on this wall, but I'm undecided. I don't want to stick it up until I'm sure, so I'm just leaving it blank for now. my weights sit down in the corner there. In fact, they could probably move a bit further back so they're not quite so visible. Let's move them. There we go. So they belong down there. Put our pictures back up here. So these are some canvases that we've had done for Andrew for Father's Day many years ago. So that all looks nice. I've replaced the table that was here. So if you remember, there was like a white IKEA cheap table there, but it was just slightly too big and it meant the sofa was just too far over. So I just popped to B&M to get some other bits, and I saw this, and it's perfect because the colours in here are sort of pink and gold and grey, and this is pink top with gold legs, and it's really small, so it just fits in there. So it's just, you can put a cup of tea or whatever on there. So yeah, it fits perfectly, so I'm really pleased with that. And then this wall now looks like this. So we put just the one shelf, and I've got a few bits of Lego up there, but not much, and I bought this little plant. And then these 3 pictures I've had for ages. They were always supposed to go in here. I bought them in IKEA a long time ago with the frames, and they've just never gone on the wall. I've never done anything about it. I did have a bit of a disaster because Andrew bought some command strips, but they were the Wilko ones, and I was going to put them up with those, and it just didn't stick, and then it took some paint off, so I had to repaint. So that was a bit of a nightmare. So I've just put nails in the wall now for those, but the pictures are, if you can see, there we go. They're just like little rainbow Converse on that one, and then that one just says "You Make It Happen," and then that one is a couple of, I think those are supposed to be DMs, but they're pretty cool for Playroom. Perfect, really. And then the sofa's there. I can't stand back far enough for you to get a good view, but there, that's how it looks, and I'm really happy with it. And yeah, I think it's a much better space than it was. What do you think, Bungo? So yeah, we're really happy with it. So I am now sitting in the corner, and it's comfy and very cozy. So I hope you liked this video on our little playroom transformation. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you're not already, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.